All right. So here we are back on Zbrush. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and import the retopoed file. So let's go ahead um, and I'm going to append a sphere just because I need something to take the play or basically just be the subtool placeholder. I'm going to go to import. I want to import spitball retopo. And there you go. Okay. So here is our mesh. So the goal that I want to do is I want to essentially take the nice high resolution detail that we have with Spitball and the high resolution sculpt that's 9 million right here, and put that into the low resolution sculpt. Again, what the reason why we do this is because it allows us to create normal maps that we can then export out of ZBrush and then put into Maya and then render out a high resolution model. If we took a 9 million poly model and tried to rig it, it'd be very, very difficult. So this is kind of our cheat way of getting this high resolution stuff into Maya. There's other ways to do it, but this is a pretty tried and true method. If you ever work in video games, this is extremely commonplace. Bump maps, neural maps, maps that are derived from high resolution meshes are very, very common. So let's go ahead and move on. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure that the high resolution mesh is turned on, make sure we're at the highest subdivision level. Excuse me. I'm going to go back to my low resolution mesh. You'll see the difference is, it was at 9 million polys for the high res. This low resolution mesh is at 3,000. That's quite a difference. So I'm going to actually go and this is really important actually. I'm going to go to geometry and I'm going to start subdividing. And I'm going to subdivide until the mesh is ballparking the amount of faces in the high resolution mesh. Okay. And when I say ballpark, I mean it needs to be either close or over. So right now it's at 3 million. That's a third of what the other mesh is. So I'm going to actually do it again. It's going to take it up to 12 or 15. There you go, 15 million. That's quite a bit over the 9 million, but that's ballparking it. Okay. So that's good. We'll go with that. All right. I'm going to go save as. I'm going to save it just to be sure, just in case anything crashes. And then once this is ballparking it with the subdivisions, again, 15 million, high resolution, it's turned on with all the detail. I'm going to make sure my low resolution mesh, the retopo mesh, I guess I should say, is selected. And then I'm going to go to under subtool, project all. There's also, since I did some poly painting, it's going to ask us, do we want to poly paint? I'm like, yeah, might as well. Eventually, you may end up UVing this model and using it, poly painting the texture in ZBrush, and then exporting that out. Excuse me, and using that in your render. And this will take just a couple minutes. While it is doing this, you'll see right here, it's actually working. Don't touch your computer. Don't do anything else. Just wait. Just get on your phone, play on your Switch. All right. There we go. Everything's been sent over. We still got our wonderful topology. And if we go to geometry, we can drop down to our sweet low res mesh. So this, at this point, is a mesh that we modeled, retopoed, and would be ready to rig. So this is what I'm looking for. Now, this character does have feet and eyes, and these are things that would need to have a low resolution equivalent as well. Eyeballs, you know, may not be a huge deal since it's just spheres, but the claws, absolutely 100% would have to be retopoed. Okay, so whenever you, when you sculpt your retopoing, make sure you retopo all of your meshes. Okay, now, you know, there are ways we can probably get around doing some of the more extensive retopology on these guys, because this, you know, these can be a little bit difficult. We could possibly duplicate and then use what's called Z-remesh to kind of give us a automated retopologization. It's not going to look anywhere near as good as what you get doing it manually. However, what we do get is something that kind of borderlines on serviceable, especially for something that's not going to flex like these hard claws. We can kind of use that actually. So if I run Z-remesher, you'll see it's going to take this mesh right here. It's going to give us a much simplified, lower resolution version of the mesh like that. All right, so that's going to be about 18,000. We could subdivide that a couple times, and then take the high resolution mesh, do the same thing as before, project all, and then you would have a retopoed claws, which would be great. All right. So when you turn in your file, make sure you're turning in the ZTL file. So you go and do save as, make sure you save as a ZTL. Control S does not save it as a ZTL, it saves it as a Z project file. I don't want that, I just want the ZTL, so don't do that. So make sure you save this out, turn it in. Also, don't forget to turn in the turntable video. You can watch the video on how to make that, as well as the images on how to watch the video on how to make the images as well and export them. When you are doing your video and you're doing your images, you know, jump it up to high resolution. So we see, you know, the nice pretty details. And then, you know, do the video that way so it looks best. One of the reasons why is we can use this in your portfolios. This is, you know, a way for us to show how you know how good you guys are. So yeah. So anyway, that'll be it. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll see you later.